Alrighty then. Here we are, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 409. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's looking at me. He was snoring like 2 minutes ago. Self-sabotage. Why are we talking about self-sabotage? Because everybody does it. Some don't even realize they're doing it. A lot of them know they're doing it and act like they can't help it. We all can help it. There are signs. There are plenty of signs that you're doing it, and you need to stop. And you need to consciously think about, these things are sabotaging my career. These are unhealthy attitudes, opinions, and pressures that you put on yourself that don't really exist. It starts with taking advice from the wrong people. Your Uncle Bob, who's never written a book, he's willing to give all kinds of advice, especially after a sherry following Thanksgiving dinner, and tell you what bad life choices you've made and how to make better ones. It's okay. Thanks, Uncle Bob. Don't take his advice. You listen to him because he's family. But that's taking advice from people who have no idea about this industry or what you're doing is bad. It's self-sabotage. Who are you trying to satisfy? Uncle Bob, who you see once every year? Don't do it. Don't listen to Uncle Bob. Come to 20 Books 50K. We've got almost 59,000 people there who are in this industry. Many are doing very, very, very well and making lifetime and making a career out of it. Listen to those people. Listen to the readers. Those are the ones who make the decisions regarding your paycheck. Not the other authors, but the other readers. Absolutely. They are the ones making the decisions. So what else do you do? I'm a perfectionist. Stop it. Stop it. Yes, you don't want to send a book to your editor that's just so horrific that the editor charges you double and then triple because they're rewriting your book. Don't do that. There's a way to, but this is about being a professional and not necessarily self-sabotage. Don't turn over trash. Do the best job you can and then turn it over. But don't say, well, I've reread it 10 times. It was pretty good last time, but I'm going to sit on it for a month and then I'm going to go through it one more time. Okay. But make a contract with yourself. If that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. Next time, go through it that one time and then send it off. Don't say, well, it was pretty good, but I'm going to send on another month. Self-sabotage. Because how are you ever going to get good feedback from readers, if you don't send it to the readers? Perfectionist, you stop that crap right now. You need to be the best you canist. Go with that. Why publish? It's just going to flop anyway. Why would you do that? Why would you say that about yourself? Hey, I suck, so I'm just going to do this thing, and I know it's going to suck, but I'm going to invest 80 to 100 hours of my life doing this thing that inevitably is going to suck. Don't do that. Why? Yeah, it's going to suck, but you can't get better if you don't have a place to suck from. Man, I'm on a roll today. You have to start somewhere, and that is your foundation from which you build. Everything starts with a foundation. A strong foundation is a weaker first book. And this is me saying that, and I will stand by that, because if your first book is perfect, as in it sells 100,000, 200,000 copies, what did you do right? If you can't replicate that, and I've seen this a number of times, second, third, fourth, by the fifth book, they're not selling anything because they don't know what they did on that first book. When your first book isn't that great, you're struggling, you're climbing, you're fighting, and guess what? That second book is better, third book. By the time you get to your fifth book, you're golden. You know what you're doing right, you know what you're doing wrong, and you can fix those things that are wrong and keep moving forward. Self-sabotage. It's going to suck anyway. I'm going to publish it. And this is, hey, everybody wants to write a book, but you've made it. If you've actually published a book, good on you. That puts you in a very small number of people who actually got it done. And here's another one that I like. I can start stories, but I can't finish them. Well, if you're a writer, you finish the books. If you're going to be a professional, you have to finish it. You can't sell what you don't have. Well, let me sell an idea. Well, if you can't finish a book, yeah, great, sell an idea, but you got to, at some point in time, you have to finish that book. Another one is not learning what you need to know. Thinking that you have it. You write that first book, okay, I didn't know the genre, so you write a second book in a different genre, and guess what? It doesn't sell either. And then a third, fourth, fifth book, and all of a sudden, you've got 5 books, 5 different genres, and you can't sell any of them because all genres are a little bit different. Try writing romance and what you need to write to grip a romance audience as a thriller. Different audience, different expectations, different styles. Maybe one's first person, maybe one is third person. Self-sabotage. Stick with where you are. Find that traction and learn. And this, after you've got 3-4 books out in one genre and say, okay, I learned this, then you go to a different genre. I'm not saying that once you pick a genre, you're stuck. You always have to stay there. No, not at all. But you need to learn the business. How are you going to learn the business if you're jumping all over the place because you're not getting any lessons from that? Because somebody might say, oh, geez, first person is the way to go. Okay, and then you go over to a different genre and try first person, and they never use first person in that genre, so the readers are not buying your books. Well, it should be first person. That's fine. Look at Andy Weir, Project Hail Mary. First person present. Okay. A lot of people tell you first person present isn't a good way to go. It doesn't resonate well, but that first person present with flashbacks. Holy cow, double whammy. Great book, great story. Different. You've got to be established before you can break the norms until you know what those norms are. It's not good to break them because all you do is you put your book out there and the readers are like, what is this? And they don't even give you a chance. If I didn't know Andy Weir, then that first page, second page, first person present, what is this? It looks like stream of consciousness. I would have put it aside. But I trusted that it was going to be a good book and a good story, and it was. So that's not self-sabotage. That's understanding the business and taking it to the extreme. What about hiding? You publish your book, and then you don't tell anybody it's out there because, hey, my also bots will be polluted. Somebody's got to buy your book. Also bots are meaningless if you don't sell enough copies of your book. What about being crushed by a bad review? This is another self-sabotage because, hey, this one person who I have no idea who they are wrote me a bad review. Well, is there anything you can take away from it? There's a typo every page. You can work with that because now, okay, maybe I do need another proofreader. One bad review. Don't take advice from people you wouldn't seek out to get advice from. Just some random stranger on the street. Who knows what they read? Who knows how they read? Who knows if they can read? We're not going to attack reviewers because they're readers. Hopefully they bought your book. Hopefully you got paid for it and move on. Find those people who like your stories and give it to them. Sell it to them. Better to get paid for it because that makes you a professional. Self-sabotage. What is your attitude? Your attitude, if it's a business, you switch hats between your artist hat, creates your business hat, then puts the business out there, which means you need to publish that book. You need to get the feedback on that book. You need to make the next book better. And you need to understand this platform that you're building and make it grow. Most people who are wildly successful weren't wildly successful on their first book or their second or their third. At some point they hit. And for those, I think Written Word Media did a survey. And for those people who are making mid 6, 7 figures, I think the average number of books published was 40 or 50. It was a big number. Why is that? Because they learned, they got better, they wrote great stories, people pick up their backlist. So even if 10% of the people pick up my backlist is 125 books. 10%, that is a huge source of revenue. So why would I discount that? But it's all better. I think the books are getting better and better as I go. No self-sabotage. Get the book out there, get the feedback, and keep moving forward. Are you a writer or not? And once you sell it, you're a professional. So be a professional author, keep improving, and keep delivering for your fans, and keep moving forward. Don't do it. Self-sabotage. All right. Peace, fellow humans.